Good morning, everybody. Hope you're all doing fantastically well. It's Connor here, and yeah, we're back with another video, everybody. Before we start, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you're tuning in all day as well for the One Leeds videos coming up. We've got Nancy with us again, the athletic journalist representing Leeds United at 2 p.m. for our live stream. So if you're missing this one, you can always tune into that one. But if you're here at the end of your day, if you're here at the start of your day, hello, welcome. And I hope you're enjoying the content. Today, we're going to be speaking about the movement of Leeds United's transfers and where I think that we should go. A little bit of evergreen content, not just almost reactionary to what's going on, but almost giving my thoughts and my point of view of what signings and where Leeds United need to go. Updated right now for the 9th of July because things have moved, people have moved, and my transfer targets have become maybe more attainable or less attainable as well. We're going to get into that today, everybody. As I said, always try to do it but miss it. Check out the merchandise, everybody. Link in the description below as well. I've got all your summer garms and everything there. Make sure you check that out. Patreon as well. We've got another video uploaded we're getting another one uploaded today. We got one on yesterday as well. Shout out to all the new members who joined yesterday as well. And let's get into it, shall we? So okay, we need to identify this. And we spoke about this with Joe in terms of where Leeds need to go precisely. Where do we need to go? What do we need to do? How do we need to do it? Right. Okay. Well, the how do we need to do it doesn't really make any sense to us. We don't need to get involved in that. We don't need to get involved in the specific figures. We're going to maybe touch on the figures a little bit, but not too in depth, because I know, we all become financial experts when it comes to contracts and transfer fees, etc., etc. So we're going to keep it really basic, really simple. So in my opinion, where do Leeds need to improve? I think we need, at this moment in time, a new goalkeeper. It's not going to happen unless something happens with Illan Meslier being touted by Marseille. There are options available. Carl Rushworth right now is the obvious one at Brighton on loan. Worked in the Championship before, worked at Swansea before. Listen, he needs that elevation in his career. Leeds United would be perfect for him. That's if Illan Meslier goes to Marseille. Big rumours, De Zerbi likes him, playing out from the back, etc., etc. That's the rumour there. But we're only talking right now about players. We're going to touch on, certain scenarios like that at the end of the video, but what we're going to be speaking about right now primarily is where Leeds need to improve on. So I'm going to go to centre-back region, which is obvious, and I think Leeds will do another centre-back. Nathaniel Ajay, who's playing in Sweden at the minute, the Ghanaian 6'4" monster of a centre-back, he's been rumoured heavily today. But what I would do is keep that relationship up with Tottenham Hotspur, and I would go in for Ashley Phillips. I've spoken about this numerous times before. We've established a relationship, we've done business with them, and I think one add one makes two. You go in and get another centre-back from Tottenham Hotspur, a centre playing time, and a centre-back who will be really, really appreciative, and it'll be a benefit for everybody coming to a top club in Leeds United at this level and hopefully having a promotion on his CV. Was previously off Plymouth, of course, last season. Had an excellent season, was excellent against Leeds United as well, albeit they got beat. And I think that'd be a real top signing for United, a really good signing. The reason I've mentioned Ashley Phillips is because he's 19 years of age. He obviously needs minutes. He's a fantastic ball player out from the back, which all the modern centre-backs are nowadays. But I think that rotational aspect with him, with Strauch, with Rodon works absolutely perfectly. What we've got to think about now, everybody, with Liam Cooper having 3 offers on the table with other clubs, we know he's going to be leaving. Charlie's just gone to Toulouse. Leeds are very, very out of sort when it comes to centre-backs, because what we don't want to do is, round pegs, square holes, square pegs, round holes. We do not want to be fixing Ethan Ampadu back into that centre-back option every single time. That, for me, leaves us with a real light depth option back there, and you want your best centre midfielder in centre midfield. So let's just go a little bit heavier on the centre backs, get a rotation option in there, which also enables us to go to a back three, by the way, which Phillips has played in before. We could utilise that as well when Leeds United have been a little bit more pragmatic in play. Hopefully Farke can add that to his coach in Arsenal this year. And I think that'd be a really good signing. He's athletic, he's tall, he just fits the mould of a centre-back, and I think he'd be absolutely perfect within that rotational aspect that Leeds United can use as well. His age helps as well. Battling with Strauch and Rodon for that centre-back spot as well, but that is where Mr. Farke needs to utilise rotation to get Phillips in there as well. He'd be mine. Where else? Now, we were speaking yesterday about where Leeds ideally need to do business, and it is a striker. If they're able to move one of them on, I don't know who that would be, everybody. Is it likely that this will happen right now? Probably not. It's the least likely out of all of them. Why? Pat Bamford's got another 2 years on his deal. He's on 40 grand a week. We're not going to be able to move him on lightly. Joel Perreault has signed for the club last season. Is he a striker? Is he not a striker? None of us really know. He's not played there for Swansea. He's been, apart from one game against Norwich this season, Perreault's not exactly been great in that strike role for Leeds United. Matteo Joseph doesn't really get the options. Is there an option to send Matteo on loan? Potentially. Will the club look at that? I think Matteo's representatives will be talking to Daniel and saying, and the 49ers and saying, well, am I going to get any minutes this year? Hopefully it's not the same conversation that Charlie Cresswell had with Daniel Farke, where he said, yeah, okay, you stick around, we'll utilise you, and then didn't get utilised, because that's just going to knock the player off and their representatives even more. So listen, if we do need a centre forward and something does change in that department, I would not be going for Josh Sargent. I would be going for Emmanuel Dennis. I think that is a perfect option for Leeds United. Against us and against other teams last season, Emmanuel Dennis was superb. We know his calibre. He's done it in the Premier League. He's available on loan. He was at Watford last season from Nottingham Forest. Listen, I think it is a perfect deal for Leeds United to get done. He's been on loan twice now in his past couple of seasons, and he can play anywhere along the front three. He can play right side of a striker. He can play left side of a striker. He can play central as well. And he's only 26. I think we all think Emmanuel Dennis is like 35 because he's played and done it in the Premier League and the Championship. He's not. And I think that would be a perfect loan signing with an obligation if Leeds United were to get into the Premier League. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. So right back, I think this is pretty obvious as well. A lot of you are going to be saying one name, but if we're talking about players that can transition into the Premier League and transition to the Premier League well with age on their side, etc., I would be going for Try Hume at Sunderland. Why? Sunderland are a selling club. They always have been. And it's very easy to say that because every team outside the top six is a selling club. Quite correct. But it's at varying levels, isn't it? And Sunderland have always been this club who seem to let youth players go, but then reinvest that money into other talents, like Ekwa and others. And I feel that they would do that for a right price with someone like Try Hume. I think the right price could get him over the line. And for me, he's the best right back I've seen in the Championship this season, even with Van Eyck. I think Van Eyck's superb. I think Try Hume, from a defensive perspective, is better than Van Eyck. Of Try Hume is he can play centre back, he can play left back, he can play right back as well. Primarily a right back, as we know, but he is absolutely fantastic. And Somerville's really struggled against him this season, 1v1. I think he's a top player. He will be a top player as well. And maybe 7 to 10 million and get that one done. But this is a player who can play along that back line. And then, listen, if you were to get a Try Hume, you might not need to get an Ashley Phillips as well. And I know you guys will be screaming down the sort of lens at me. Look, Connor, we need players in every single position. If we're to get a Connor Roberts as well, as a Try Hume, you've got two right backs there who are going to be trying every single week and are going to be competing every single week, a la Archie, a la Connor Robertson. Why would you not want that? Competition breeds success, of course. The big one, the prize, the jewel in the crown for this one is Callum O'Hare. This is my sort of fifth one that I've been looking at right now. O'Hare, it's pretty obvious, is a free agent right now. He is going to be an absolute demon in this division if we're able to get him. If he stays at this level, Leeds United, I think, would be perfect for him. I think he's a real lovely technical footballer who could definitely adapt to the Premier League. And just some externals, everybody, from my side of it. If Somerville goes, you've got to go for Johnny Rowe. Can play left, can play right. A lot cheaper than what Somerville will be. And I mentioned several times before, you could fit three Johnny Rowes in terms of valuation for what you get for Somerville. Norwich are needing to sell this summer as well. Ben Napper, their sporting director, has said this literally on record to the Pink on their publication down there. And another one who has a Norwich link as well. If Junior Firpo is to go, or even if Junior Firpo isn't to go, we need another left back. Norwich did let go of Sam McCallum. Sam McCallum is a really, really good player with a lot of potential and a really high ceiling. That was a real shock for me that they let him go. I know individuals down there weren't happy. Darren Huckabee obviously played for Norwich and is a Norwich lad in terms of who he supports and who he represents. He was saying that just as Sam McCallum was getting to a peak of his powers at left back, Norwich let him go. And a lot of them thought that was the worst move to get rid of him. There's Giannoulis, obviously, another left back who they let go, but it looks like he's going to be a little bit more on the European circuit in terms of some of those top clubs. But Sam McCallum at this level is perfect. He's young, he's moldable, and you play him a lot, and he's fantastic in the tackle. He's good getting forward. He's almost a left wing back as well. He's perfect, absolutely perfect for a really cheap fee. Guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you have stayed towards the end of this video, now we are going to be doing another special with Nancy. That is going to be at 2 p.m. today. If you're around, make sure you check it out. It's going to be a live stream. We're going to be speaking everything about Leeds United and what's going on at this moment in time. Seems a little bit quiet, but hopefully we'll get some little snippets from Nancy. If not, then we are where we are. I'm sure you'll enjoy the stream anyway. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Head on over to the Patreon as well. I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.